Hey everybody, my name is Erin Balcom, and today I'm going to show you how to make a puppet out of your everyday things you can buy in the store or find in your house, and you can create your own puppet. Today we're going to create Grover from the monster at the end of this book. And I also printed a picture out because we're not going to just do Grover, we're going to do Super Grover. So the first thing we're going to use is a plunger. And I went to Lowe's and got this plunger, but you can use any plunger from any store to make this product. And it's actually fairly priced, very cheap. And I used blue because, of course, Grover is blue. So what we want to do is, the first thing we want to do is we want to have some eyes. In order to get eyes, I use ping pong balls, and you can get those also at your local Walmart, Target, or any sporting goods store. And what I did was I got the ball, I used the scissors, and I cut the ball in half. And you want to use small cuts because otherwise it's not going to work very well. It's very hard to cut into, but once you get into it, you're good. Okay. Okay, and then once you make a small incision, you're going to cut across. And when the small incision is finished cutting, you're going to use the part that's completely white for the eyes. And they are kind of hard to cut, but if you use the scissors and you do smaller incisions, it makes it easier. And now you have your eyes. And what you're going to do is you're going to want to trim it because it's a little raggedy. Okay. Trim the edges. Okay. And once you've trimmed the edges, you have your eyes. And what you'll do is you'll take two of these, you'll cut these in half like I showed you, and now you're going to have your eyes. And these are the leftover ones from my other Grover, and these you can use possibly with another project, so I would keep these around. Always save your scraps, you never know what you're going to make. So once you have two of these eyes, you're going to use your glue gun. And what I'm not going to show you today, but basically what you're going to do is you're going to put it atop like this, and then you will glue on the outside skirts of the eye, hold it and let it dry until you get all the way around, and then on the sides, on the top. And then once your eye is in place, you'll take your other eye ping pong ball that you cut in half, and you'll place it there. So then you'll have two eyes, one, two right here. And then you will take a Sharpie like this, and you will color the eye in. So then you'll have a little black dot in the middle, and it's best to color after you glue, that way you can have more of a center and see what it's going to look like. So you color in one, and then you're going to color in the other one. So then you have your two eyes. And then for the nose, what we would use is a ping pong ball, a paddle ball. And with this paddle ball, after you take the wrapper off, you're going to cut the string off, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And you can get these at your Dollar Tree store, so they're very cheap, fairly priced. And what you'll do is you'll take your paddle ball, and you will unwrap the string. Okay. And then you will cut the string off the ball because the ball is still attached to the string. So you'll cut the paddle string off the paddle board, and then it's looped in here. So what you'll do is you'll hold this up because it's looped in there and cut it. And then this will allow you to pick the string out of the ball, which really does work, I promise. Well, this was not working as well as the other one, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out. And then what you're going to do is you're going to make small incisions across the ball to cut it in half for the nose. So you use the ping pong paddle ball as the nose. And you're going to cut all the way around. And remember that rubber is very hard to cut, so you want to make very small incisions, because if you don't, it's not going to cut the ball. And see, you just keep getting closer and closer until you get in the middle. And then you can either tear it apart or finish cutting it across. And then you can get your string out if you would choose to do so, because you can always use the other half side for another project. But apparently this string's not going to come out of this ball right now, so in order to save time, I'm going to put it aside, and you can always work on that later. And then I'm going to take this as my nose. I'm going to put glue on the back of it. Now remember, your eyes are going to be here and here. I'm going to stick the nose right here. So now you're going to have your pink Grover nose and your eyes with your black circles. Now there's one thing that Grover is missing, and that is a mouth. So I went to the local Dollar General, which also sells felt, and I got a black piece of felt, which I'm going to show you right here. And I simply made a small mouth, which I'm going to show you. Even though Grover has a big mouth, we're going to make a small mouth. And then what I would do with this will be the mouth. You have the eyes right here and the nose right here. I put a little bit of glue with the hot glue gun, or you can use tape, whatever you're more comfortable with. And I start making a small bit of glue on it, and then I go all the way around and I glue the mouth. So now he has two eyes and a nose and a mouth. And then you're missing one important thing, and that is Super Grover's helmet. And what I used to make the helmet out of was these Jiffy Foil round tin pans with the lids. I didn't use the lids, but I used one of these. And this was his helmet. So once he's got all that on there, see, now see if you just put it on there, it will cover up his eyes and nose. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to make him a helmet. So I'm going to cut one side, and then I'm going to cut another side. And see, this is going to be the part where his eyes are going to be, so you're going to make sure you don't cover up his eyes. And I cut it into little strips. And then I bring it up. And now you have his helmet, and his eyes will be right here, and his little like nose barrier, like you know the knights had in the old days, will like cover his nose. So then you're going to fit it right there. Well, you're going to have to glue it on there because otherwise it's not going to stay. So once again, you're going to hold it upside down, use this glue gun, And glue one side, let it sit, because you have to just let the glue drop into the tin pan because it's so thick. So you're going to let that sit, wait for a couple of seconds, and then do it in the back. Let it drop, wait for a couple of seconds, and then you're going to glue it on the other side and wait a couple of seconds, and then it will stand up and it will be his helmet. So Super Grover has his helmet, his eyes, his nose, and his mouth. And the most important thing is his cape, just like in the picture. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some of our red felt, and we're going to use some hot glue. And what we'll do in order to make sure we don't burn ourselves is, and we'll take this off right now, just for purposes. We'll take the glue gun and we glue the back of it, put glue on the back, and then you will take the long way, hold it between your legs, and then tighten it and wait till that glue stays. And then you can put a little more glue right here and right here, wrap it around. So now you've got your cape. So that's how you're going to do Super Grover. So just to recap, you're going to need a plunger, some Jiffy foil, aluminum round pans with lids. You can get this at the dollar store. The plunger I got from Lowe's. The paddle ball, which you can get from your Dollar Tree. You cut the paddle nose in half and you can use the other part later. We're going to need some scissors, some felt, which I also got at the Dollar Tree, a Sharpie, and I'm pretty sure I told you ping pong balls, but don't forget those because those are the eyes. Then you want to make sure you have a glue gun and glue sticks. And I'm going to show you my product, Super Grover. He's here to save the day, and you can use him with any kid because kids love Sesame Street and Grover. So this is a great puppet you can make out of original items in your house. This is Erin Balcom. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great night. Bye-bye.